literally hate the UK. Why is it so depressing?
As a Chinese girl living alone in London, there's one thing I still don't understand. Where is everyone getting their money from?
Our rent is £2,050 per month. Our council tax is £291 per month. In London, Zone 6, we're a family of 5. I'm on maternity leave, so just one income. How much does that one income need to be for us to get by?
Rent used to be unbelievably cheap.
Some kind of rent control. I've seen a post yesterday advertising room in London for £1,900. 1900. I can't grasp it. I can't grasp it. How can anyone pay £2,000 for a room? I get it. It's London. It's an expensive city. There's too many people here. I agree. I literally scrolled on my LinkedIn today and I can see jobs in my profession being listed for 22 up to 30k salaries. Which, don't get me wrong, I suppose 30k outside of London can be really decent, but these were London-based jobs, like just outside of London or still within London. 22k currently is below minimum wage because it's like almost 24k, so it's illegal. I was actually thinking about it recently, how...
Welcome to Blighty Blighted, your daily reminder that sometimes the past wasn't perfect, but it certainly felt more affordable. Now then, does anyone remember the 1990s? I do. No, it wasn't paradise. We had our problems. But there was a feeling that if you worked hard, shared a place with a few mates and kept your nose clean, you had a decent chance of getting on. I was watching an old program the other day, This Life. Remember that? A bunch of young professionals sharing a house in London. The wonderfully eccentric Egg, played by Andrew Lincoln, wandering about as if life was one long conversation over cheap wine and takeaway food. Back then, it actually seemed believable. Nowadays, the first episode would last about 4 minutes. The estate agent would tell them the rent, everyone would burst into tears, and the credits would roll. It'd be renamed This Invoice. That's what saddens me. Not that life has changed. Life always changes. It's that the ladder seems so much higher now. When I was younger, renting was often a stepping stone. You shared with friends, saved a bit, eventually bought somewhere of your own.
Like, I just want to live abroad. I was so happy the whole time I was on holiday. I didn't even have an ounce of sadness in my body. And then I've come back and I'm like, oh. What is it? What is the UK? Can you hear that? It's hailing. It's just started hailing. What even? What the hell? This is actually my point. I want to move abroad. If I could, I would. It's just not doable with Arabella, but I'm so sad. It's hailing. Hailing right now.
Nobody tells you how lonely it is being a single parent and the struggles, and also nobody tells you that you will be carrying the absolute weight on your shoulders and doing everything you can for your kids, and they are the only people that keep you going. 5 years ago, obviously, when my relationship ended, I was an absolute riot, and I never imagined I would be where I'm at now. So if you are going through this right now, then I promise you there is light at the end of the tunnel and you will find yourself again. So chin up, it's happening, it'll come and your time will shine.
In the 1980s, average UK rent was about £16 a week. Average pay was around £170 weekly. Today, average rent is about £300 a week. Average pay is around £650. Rent takes far more income today. That's the past in numbers.
Not really spoke about this side of things, about how I'm feeling about it, but shit is getting real. The house that I'm staying in has officially gone on the market. I've been busy taking things to the tape, taking my clothes to the clothing bank, but it's like 40 odd years worth of stuff just going. Like, I'm literally going to be left with a suitcase. Even know where I'm going to be living in a month's time. I don't know who I am anymore. And I felt like this ever since I lost my daughter. Since the breakdown in March that I'm still in recovery for, that's still ongoing. And then losing my dad, there's just a lot going on at the moment, a lot that I'm trying to navigate. And although it seems exciting just leaving everything behind or just packing yourself up and going, it's starting to hit me. This is it. I've got nothing to come back to. So keep following, keep supporting. I appreciate all of your comments and messages. This is going to be one hell of a journey.
Okay, as you know, I'm back on the dating scene after 20 years in a relationship. And all these apps, Tinder, etc., is just full of guys saying, bigger girls, curvy girl, MILF, don't mind, age is just a number. And you match with them, which sounds really good, until you realise that that's not actually what they want. They don't want you on their arm. They don't want to be seen out in public with that bigger girl whose thighs touch. They just want you to be their secret in the bedroom. Is there anyone out there generally looking to date?
A lot of graduates I know start on around 32k pounds a year, and honestly, I used to think that sounded like a pretty good salary until I actually did the math. Let's break it down. Rent for a normal studio around £1,500 per month. Bills extra £100. Commuting about £200. I cook most of my meals at home, and groceries still cost me around £400. And let's be honest, you can't stay home every single day, right? Meet friends, grabbing drinks, or doing something fun. Let's say another £200. That's already £2,500. But after tax, a 32k pound salary only leaves you with around 2,160 a month. So either I am terrible at budgeting, or everyone else has a secret income that nobody told me about it. Please explain, because I'm genuinely confused.
Is anybody actually happy in the UK? Because I moved from Brazil to England, and all that I got from living here is depression, anxiety, and ADHD. I feel like you don't live, you're just surviving. And I don't know how people, because for me, for example, I have to commute every day to work. I'm 10 hours in the office, Monday to Friday, with a boss that gives me anxiety on a daily basis. Then I have the weekend off, but then, okay, you have Saturday to go and do something with your friends. But then Sunday comes and you have the Sunday to do your laundry, tidy up your house and mentally prepare for the Monday. What type of life is this?
When was the last time you went out to have a meal in a cafe?
I think about a year ago.
Now you're living on £8 something.
£8.30, existing on it.
Do you think that's a reasonable amount to live on? What do you think?
It is not. It is not. I'm going without quite a lot of things. I'm losing a lot of happiness. I'd love to go and see a West End show. But where am I going to get even 10 shilling for the cheapest seat in the West End? Then my fare there and back. What would please me more than be able to get into an underground or so, go and see a beautiful West End show, have a lovely bite to eat in a decent cafe, come home.
£5 a week, or even another £2 a week. What extras would you like?
Well, I should try and put as much away as I could of that £2 to have a really good holiday over, buy some clothes. Buy some nice clothes, really.
And what clothes do you need most badly?
Well, I want a new coat and
draw this money, and then I go down to the bank and pay into my banking account £5 out of the 10, because towards the rent, because the rent comes round is £17.50 once a month.
I was raised by a single mum, and I spoke to my mum today about her struggles and what she went through. And we were talking about child maintenance. So I pay a very healthy amount of child maintenance for my 2 children. I pay more than what I should do. And it's nice just to know that they're looked after and they're being kept well. So my mum told me that my dad was paying her £6 something a week for 2 kids. How, as a man, right, that are not seeing your children, what mindset or what mental health do you have where you think paying the mother of your children £6 something a week to survive with your kids, so you're happy to see your kids struggling, is mental health issues? It is not right. And then on top of that, mum told me that my dad then decided to quit his good paying job so he didn't have to pay as much. If there's men doing this out there, brother, you gotta get real, you gotta get a grip. This is not healthy, bro. Like, it's not healthy. How do you expect, like, whatever qualms you have with the mother of your children, I get that, but that's your kids. Like, either see them more and support them more, or go 50-50, or pay up.
I genuinely think one of the biggest lies we grow up believing is that at some point you wake up and suddenly feel sorted. Like, there's a moment where you understand careers, relationships, money, health, everything just clicks and you become an adult. I'm starting to realise that moment never actually comes. You just slowly get more comfortable not knowing. When I was younger, I thought everyone older than me had it figured out. Then you talk to people with houses, long relationships, serious jobs, and they're still guessing half the time. The difference is they stopped panicking about it. Confidence ain't knowing what you're doing, it's trusting you'll handle whatever happens. I wasted so much energy thinking I was behind in life. Now I realise there isn't really a timeline. Some people marry early, some late, some never. Some people find careers at 21, some at 35. No one is late to their own life. What part of your life do you feel behind in right now?
You will not believe how much more expensive rent has got in Belfast over the past 10 years. Wait till you hear this. If you're new here, my name's Grania and I talk about being better with money, so follow along to get better with money. I rented in the city centre in 2013. Yes, I'm old, I know. My rent at that point included rates. I literally lived like right in the city centre in the Cathedral Quarter. My rent was £650 for a 2-bedroom apartment. That was how much it was whenever we moved out. And the latest figures I'm reading in December of last year is that this same place's average rent is £955 and it doesn't include rates. So let's say with rates you're talking about £1,100. That is nearly double, and that is absolutely insane to me. It's a huge chunk of income. Income has not risen by nearly double in that time, but rent has. Not only are renters paying higher rent, but how are they meant to save whenever they also have the higher cost of living? For a long time, it was always a given that you scrimped and pinched and you saved up and you got your deposit together and you bought. But now it feels like it ain't going to happen for a lot of people. And that's really unfair. The cost of living is getting out of control. It seems like a stupid question, but do people agree with this? And what are you currently facing? What pain points are you dealing with at the minute with the cost of living? Let me know in the comments. Okay, bye.
I'm a single mum with a toddler and I pay for everything myself. So let me give you an insight into what my bills are and how much I need to earn to basically stay alive. It wasn't too long ago that I was fully being supported by Universal Credit, but now I managed to make all my own money. And I feel very privileged to do that. But what I have learned is that you have to earn quite a lot to be able to support yourself fully. I'm doing that on a single income rather than 2 people in a household can be quite tough. So here are all my outgoings and how I budget, and let me know if you think I'm paying too much for things or not enough. Let's start with rent. My rent is £646 a month, and this is a council house rent. This is not private rent. And all my outgoings, whether these are standing orders, direct debit, or payments to subscription services, come to £603.32. About £400 of that is my gas bill, my water bill, life insurance, home insurance, student loan, and also the lottery. The rest being credit repayments, Netflix, Disney, Spotify, Apple, all those other little things that add up quite quickly. I pay £162.50 a month for my child to be in the childminders 2 days a week. At the moment, I put £500 a month towards food shops or anything that you can buy from the supermarket, and then an extra £200 that I try and save each month. I'm still very new to being self-employed, but I do want to try and save more moving forward. But let me know what your bills turn out like. Does this sound like a lot of money to you, or do you think this is just the standard cost of living these days?
I'm 70 and a half, and for the last year and a half, I have been looking for something that actually doesn't exist. I have been thinking that I need a man to kind of fulfill the other side of my life. But I've realised after meeting so many weirdos and cranky men that I'm not going to rely on that anymore, because actually I'm still a very contented woman. So it's not that I need. I need to be in love with myself and enjoy my own life. And then I think people will gravitate towards me when I least expect it. So I've now got to completely change my life in a way I never thought I'd do at this age. I've been renting for quite a few years, and now I have to get out because the flat is being sold. I've got to pack everything up, and instead of looking for something else, I think I'm going to take a little gap year. I'm not quite sure where, how, but I'm going to do it. A lot of people of my age would be really too scared to do what I think I'm about to do. And I don't need a knight in shining armour to hold my hand and say, come on, darling, let's go off into the sunset. I'm going to go off into the sunset on my own and just see where life takes me. Because if you don't put yourself out there, how do you know what's there? If I sit down watching TV all day, it's not going to happen, is it? Just watch this space.
Hi everyone, I thought I'd jump on because I've had a few questions recently. One of them that stood out to me the most was, why have you done this? So Frasers has come together because, in my personal opinion, life's hard. It's not easy at all, you know. People have support, people don't have support. It's one of them. But as a few people may know, my son was born in Spain and he was born at 26 weeks. That were a situation in itself. So I pay for my house, I pay for my boy, pay for myself, I pay for everything. You know, you can't go out and then spend £300 just to treat yourself. It's not doable. Not when you've got your rent, you've got your bills, your food, and then your kids on top. You just can't do it. You can't afford to treat yourself, so you think, oh, you know, maybe next month. It shouldn't be like that. You know, you should be able to go out and treat yourself whenever you want, treat your kids. You know, it's just, you can't do it anymore. Life is hard. It's not sunshine and roses at all, which I think it should be, but it's not. So you come to Frasers, you can get a full outfit, £20, you know. We haven't got something for everyone, but we've definitely got something for someone. You know, we've got full tracksuits, £20, brand new with tags on. Do you know what I mean? We're on Vinted, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok. Come in, come see us. If you can't, follow us. You know, have a look at what we've got. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, I thought I needed to come on and just say, don't be ashamed of who you are or your situation, because everybody is different and there's many people that are in the same situation as you. You know, a lot of people be in my situation. You know, you do everything yourself, you pay for it all yourself. You can't afford to treat yourself. I know I can't. So yeah, don't be ashamed. It's just like Vinted, just in store. You know, you can come in and have a look. You don't pay postage. But yeah, I just thought I'd come on. Thank you for watching.
Morning guys. So tell me why this cost of living crisis is kicking my butt at the minute. Yeah, money comes in and goes back out again. And on top of that, tell me why it's my 30th this month. Well, next month. And I've just had to pay £140 on the turtle. Quick story time. Yeah, bought him on a whim when I was 18, me and my ex-partner. We had two and we bought them off Facebook. and they told us that they were musk turtles and one was a boy and one was a girl. That was absolutely not correct. They were both males. So within a week we figured out that they were not happy being in the same home, had to get another tank. It was a whole thing. When we split, he took one and I took one. Within a year of us splitting up, I think, his turtle passed away. Not saying that it was neglect or anything, it was just he was so good with these turtles, like he fully researched it, knew what he was talking about. For me, it was like a hyperfixation for about 24 hours. And yeah, mine is now, I think, 13 years old. Well, I've had him about 12 years old. About 12 years. So yeah, anyway, so had to spend £140 on him because he's got something on his little claw that, so yeah, had to take him to the vet. So yeah, that was that. Haven't had a phone for 2 weeks. So yeah, just been living off my GoPro and iPad. I've been taking my iPad out in public like a weirdo. So yeah, but actually weirdly, I've not missed it. I feel like it's been kind of a silver lining. I've actually not missed. The only reason I'm getting it fixed this weekend is because I want it for Centre Parks. But other than that, I genuinely think I could go without it. I feel like I've been living in the like 80s, getting my little maps out before I go out. So yeah, had to go to Portishead for this vet, which I've never been to this vet's before. And yeah, figured out where I was going on the way, wrote it on my hand, and off we went. So yeah, that's a little catch up of my life, guys. Might start selling pics of my feet.
Part 3 of trying to run as a self-employed solo mom of 2 in the UK. For the past few days I've been in hospital with my youngest. She's really not well. She's got RSV and a chest infection, and I haven't slept for 3 days, and I've just left her at the hospital. So I stayed last night and I stayed the night before, and I've just left her at the hospital to stay with like her dad's staying tonight. And I'm not gonna lie, I've just like sobbed when I got in the car, because leaving your daughter in hospital is something I've never experienced before. I've always been the one to stay, but I haven't slept. I've got another daughter that I need to go and see too, and obviously she's like, I still need to give her my attention, and I just need to sleep tonight. She's okay, like she's on oxygen, but she's okay, and she's like, everything's under control. So although it's worrying and she's still staying in for another night, I know that tonight she will just sleep. But you still can't help as a mum just like think of the worst possible thing, and the fact that you're not there, you think that's when it'll happen. But anyway, so sorry, that was not really what this video was about, but that's where this week has taken me. But on the note of renting, if you watched my last videos, I have on Tuesday, I think before all this happened, I viewed 2 properties. I actually ended up viewing 3, but the ones that I documented was 2 properties. And after a video that I actually found out that I got declined for one of them, and it was actually the one that I loved the most. I liked them all, but the one that I just really could see us living in and felt homely in, like that was the one that I was like, oh yeah, you know what, it was a bit further out location wise. Anyway, I got declined for that. I was going to do a lot more talking about it, but I can't be bothered. It is what it is. So I then viewed the second one, loved it. Location wise perfect, close to my daughter's school, all of that jazz. Cheaper, which, you know, bonus. I've got a really good hopes. I've got really good feeling about this one, because me and landlord have been back and forth. I've sent in my application, I've got a guarantor, because I'm self-employed, because it's a one-person income household. Having a guarantor was just needed, really. So my dad's my guarantor. That's all going through. Fingers crossed the next video is we got the key. So yeah, we shall see what will happen. But there's not really that much to update you on right now, other than the fact that I think I'm going delirious from sleep deprivation. I mean, for starters, I'm sat here only eating my chips, and I've got a Taco Bell in front of me. So I'm going to dig into this. Peace out. I'm about to view my first house to rent, not to buy. I'm not in that position yet. Just going to go in and view the first house, because I've just started to look for my own place again after living with my dad for 2 years with my 2 children due to a relationship breakdown. So I'm not going to obviously take you in and show you around, but I'm currently sat on the street and waiting for the estate agent. And it's actually on the street that I lived when I had my first child. So it's a little bit of like nostalgia. I think the estate agent's just pulled up. From outside it looks nice. There's some nice windows, nice blinds, so good start so far. But I will let you know how it goes. I'm a little bit nervous. I completely forgot to record in the car because when I finished the viewing, my youngest daughter turned up with her dad, so she's not too well, bless her. But anyway, it was so nice. So the pictures didn't do it enough justice. I feel like in person was so much better. It had a really homely feel to it. Like, even the carpets were lovely. I feel like on pictures you can't really tell the carpet's going to be like crap or dirty, but they were lovely. The last tenants left the place in such good condition. The estate agent said we haven't even come in yet and cleaned it. We don't really feel like we need to. They'd left it in such good condition. The rooms were really spacious. There was so much room. I love it. So the only thing, there's two things. The location isn't perfect, but it's definitely doable. It's about a 10-minute. It's like a 5-minute drive in no traffic to school and nursery, which is fine. But in normal traffic, it's definitely going to be a little bit longer. But anyway, so, and then the second thing is the garden is really quaint and cute. It's like a communal cobbled little garden, and then the steps, which are very steep, going up to a gated grass area. Sorry, I keep clicking 15 seconds, but yeah, the gated grass area is perfect. But with my youngest being 3, I would just have to be so careful with the steps. But it's something that I would just have to adjust to, and maybe put a gate on the end of the stairs or something. It's not something to not get a house for. So I am going to apply for this one, but I have got another viewing at 12:30, and then again I'm hoping to view the one I was meant to view yesterday because the location is just ideal and it is a little bit cheaper. So I still want to view that one, but I am applying for this one. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Like, I do love it. I feel like I can just imagine us living in it. I got such a like homely feel when I went in there, and that's exactly what I wanted. It didn't feel cold. It didn't feel like I could imagine us there. The parking was perfect as well, right outside. It is on a main road, but I've lived on a main road before, so yeah. So anyway, I'm just having a chill now with the daughter because she's not well, and then we're going to have to go to the next viewing. She's going to have to come with me at 12:30 and see how that compares. Okay, so I'm home. I've been to my second viewing. I didn't get as good of a feeling as I did from the first one. There was a lot more people viewing this one, and I definitely think I could make it homely, just didn't get the same feeling of excitement or visions of us living there as much. I can definitely, but like, yeah. So I'm still going to apply, but I'll be honest, I'm not really getting my hopes up because there was so many other people viewing it and more people to come after me. So I'll update you on what happens with these two.
Had a letter come through from the council today, and I thought, what are they contacting me about? Hang on, let me just read this one out to you. Dear Miss Chandler, following the decision made at the full council meeting on the 26th of February 2026, the council has approved an increase of 4.8% starting Monday the 6th of April 2026 for accommodation charges. Service charge will also be updated to reflect actual costs, which means they may decrease, increase or remain the same. We are writing to give you formal notice of the following charge to your licence. Your new total weekly accommodation charge from Monday the 6th of April 2026, including all other charges, will be £185.76. So I now pay £720.63 every month to live in a bedsit. That's just my rent, right? The service charge, so that is, it says supporting people charge, supporting people adjustments, garage/parking, heating charge, water charge, homeless electricity charge, £84.33. So I actually only pay for the heating charge, the water charge. That's all I pay for. So it's £84.33, right? Now, fine, put the rent up. That's absolutely fine. But for the people like me, who don't receive universal credits, have to pay all of that out of pocket. Do you know what I mean? So my rent was £688.09, and they've now put it up only by 30 quid. It's only 30 quid, I know that. But what doesn't make sense to me is How a 2-bed flat off the council can be £500 a month, but yet you're charging me £720 a month for a bedsit. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm going to put all the screenshots up on here of the flats that they are giving out left, right and centre to people, which are £500 a week. And then, yeah, I pay £720 for a bedsit. Do you know what? I'd be better off at this point just sacking everything off and just going on universal credits, but I'm not like that.
Today, for many people, renting doesn't feel like a stepping stone. It feels like the staircase, and it just keeps going. Look at London. Good heavens. Young people earning respectable salaries still struggle to afford somewhere decent. A huge chunk of their wages disappears before they've even bought food or paid the electricity bill. Your landlord seems to know payday better than you do. And that's what worries me most. Not my generation. We've had our lives. I'm thinking about the children, the grandchildren. In my case, my own grandson. He's working hard, doing everything people told him to do. Yet the finish line keeps moving. House prices, rent, bills, food. It's like someone's moving the goalposts every time he gets close. That can't be good for a country's future. Every generation wants the next one to have a better life. That's the bargain. You work hard, build something, and leave things a little better than you found them. When parents and grandparents start wondering whether the next generation will actually have it tougher, that's a sobering thought. I'm not asking for Britain to go back to the 1990s and definitely not the 1970s, which is what Andy Burnham wants, even though he was still a child at the time. Time doesn't work like that. But I do hope we can build a country where young people once again believe that hard work, saving and planning for the future will genuinely pay off. Because without that hope, people stop believing tomorrow will be any better than today. Perhaps that's what I miss most about those days. It wasn't just that life felt cheaper, it felt like the future belonged to ordinary people. Cheerio. And remember, in today's Britain, the most expensive thing in the supermarket isn't the cheese. It's trying to buy the sort of future we once took for granted.